Let's talk for a minute about what to do at a trade show. I just came from one of the biggest trade shows in the world, really. It's certainly the biggest trade show in the world for solar power. And, you know, I talked to a lot of people, a lot of vendors came by to talk to me, trying to sell stuff. And the approach of every single one is amazingly similar. It's like they're following a script. It's like everyone was the same. Oh, I see you use blah blah blah's product. You might want to consider our product. Our product is unique because it's got a special regenerating discombobulator in it, and we use only titanium dioxide pinonium. Thought of pinonium because of the pine trees around here, but that's about as goofy as the speeches I got. And I say, okay, well, that's neat. Well, obviously my first question is going to be, how much does your thing cost? And, you know, I get answers like, well, it depends on how many you buy, you know, but they start around $120 a piece, and if you buy, you know, in quantity, we can get it down to around $70 each. Okay, thank you. Well, here's my card. If you're interested, give me a call. Yeah. Well, first of all, I'm probably not going to get interested. Second of all, you're telling me that if I want to buy a couple of these and try them out, I'm really getting screwed, because you're going to sell them for $120 if I buy a couple, but you got so much fat on them that you can get it down to $70 if I need to buy, you know, 100 of them. Well, the cost doesn't change for you if you make, you know, 100 or 50. I mean, yeah, sure, it does. On a manufactured product, it changes with volume, but not on that kind of quantity, it doesn't. Not on that kind of quantity, on that kind of item. If it was a $10,000 item, yeah, sure, a couple $100 to make more, obviously. But on a $120 item, it doesn't become a $70 item on that small of a quantity, you know, to make 100 or to make 50 or to make 10. So obviously, your price is way high. But anyway, let's get back to the point of this whole trade show notion. First of all, I don't think you should talk price at a trade show. And what I tell people is, you know, price is definitely commensurate with volume. But I think if you buy one or two, you're probably going to like the product that I have, and you're going to buy a whole bunch of them. So if you get in touch with me after this show and give me some idea of what kind of business you think you're going to do, I'm going to give you a price that's based on that kind of volume that I anticipate. And then if you buy 2 or 3 or 4 or 1, you're going to get the price of the guy that's going to buy 100 on that first one. Now, I may not win your business, but so what? It's cheaper for me to give you a good price the first time than to hope that you're eventually going to get up in volume and buy a whole bunch. So number one is, I don't talk about price at a trade show. I think that's foolish. And number two, if I talk about price, I don't talk about specific price, but I talk about how great the price is going to be for you, because I'm going to anticipate that you're going to do tremendous volume, and I'm going to price your initial order accordingly. So that's one thing. The other thing is, the first question I always ask these guys that are trying to sell me stuff is, you know, what's so special about your product? And they give me this mumbo-jumbo jazz that half of it I don't even really understand. And most buyers of companies don't really understand all the engineering aspects of everything they buy. They're just buyers. For example, the people that buy parts that go in a transmission for a Ford automobile, they're buyers, have a specification, and they're told by the factory manager that we need 10,000 of these by the end of the month, and they go out to find that part and seek pricing for it and to buy it. They don't understand it. So most buyers don't really understand what it is that they're buying. So if you want to impress them, you have to give them a reason that your product is better. And it's certainly not because it's made out of titanium dioxide, pinium. It's because the material is stronger, more durable, and it's going to last you longer. It's a much more durable material, or it's a material that isn't going to break in the process of installation. You probably have some pieces fail on installation. They crack when you have to drill holes in them or cut them, etc., etc. So this is a product that won't do that. It doesn't matter the material. If the engineer wants to know all the ins and outs, you can give it to them, but it's sort of the product answer of don't ask, don't tell. I mean, if they don't ask you what the material is, don't get into those kind of details. So, 2 what I consider very significant tips for a trade show. 1 is don't get involved in price conversations. Just tell them you're going to take care of them, and hopefully you are. And second of all, this features, benefits stuff, that's 1970. We don't sell that way anymore. You have to directly tell me what are the benefits of your product, not in relation to every feature, not because it's made out of titanium dioxide, pinium, makes it more durable. Just tell me it's more durable. Tell me this product is stronger, better, whiz-bangier, and we can talk about the details later. This is not the place to do it. Finally, the last tip I have for trade shows. Everybody at trade shows wants to give out literature, they want to give out business cards, they want to give out information. You know what? As soon as the guy is 3 booths away, he couldn't pick you out of a lineup. You're there to gather information. You want to get names. You want to find out as much as you can about the buying habits of this potential customer as you possibly can, and then contact them. Don't worry about all this nonsense, passing out cards and literature and the rest of the malarkey. I mean, you can give samples or t-shirts, or you can do that stuff if you want. But in the final analysis, it's what you do with the information you gather is going to have much more impact than the information you distribute. 3 things. Don't talk about price. Number 2, don't get too deep with specifications. Don't tell people stuff they don't need to know. And number 3, you don't go to trade shows to give information, you go to get information. Do those 3 things and you'll have much better results at your trade shows. Got it? What a view, huh?